life that I'm living, it's no easy task. You sleep in a trench town with no food to eat. Mama told me someday, my beautiful boy, you shall change the world one call at a time. I see the changes as music keeps playing. I move your soul. I see the changes as the strum on my guitar. The world was a better place. I see the changes as music keeps playing. I move your soul. I see the changes as the strum on my guitar. Oh, ghetto song, no. Won't you sing it with me now? It's a ghetto song, no. Won't you sing it with me now? It was ghetto when you met me, or when you left me. Ghetto when you came back to me. Music can change it. Music can change it. It was ghetto when you met me, or when you left me. Ghetto when you came back to me. Music can change it. Music can change it. It's a ghetto song, no. Won't you sing it with me now? It's a ghetto song, no. Won't you sing it with me now? A ghetto song, no. Won't you sing it with me now? It's a ghetto song, no. Won't you sing it with me now? I see the changes. It's a ghetto song. I see the changes. It's a ghetto song. I see the changes. It's a ghetto song. I see the changes. Listen to this changing chords. It's a ghetto song.
Hello everyone at home. Welcome to another edition of North Star. It's me, your man, Monty with an I. I'm not alone, as you can see. I'm with these beautiful chiquitas of mine. On my right hand side, it's
I'm Unity Rambau.
And on my left hand side,
I'm Debbie Ngube.
Yeah, we're at it again. This is the show whereby we take an artist and then we take you through their communities. They tell you what inspired them to be who they are. You know, they say the community take care of you, and then at the end of the day you have to take care of the community. No man is an island. There is people that influence in everything that you be doing. So tonight we're going to have our special guest who's going to take us through their journey and everything that they're doing and where they come from, who inspired them. Ganjan. You know, Uncle Pops Ekone in Espaza shop will have maybe contributed something into your doing. So that is basically what we're doing in the show.
Yeah, today on the show we have Simba CI. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm very good.
Fine, thanks. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Okay, please tell us about your background,
Right.
what you do, and
Some 30 years 30-something years ago, born and raised in Bulawayo, the city of Kings and Queens in Zimbabwe. Moved to South Africa around 2007. Been doing music my whole life full time. Had the opportunity to work with amazing artists like Yvonne Chara Chara, Oliver Mtukudzi, Choni Somarai, and all the other beautiful greats that I've managed to share the stage with. So I'm a singer, songwriter, recording artist, and touring artist. I'm partially based here in Pretoria, but then the rest of my life is in Europe, in Germany. That's where I push most of my craft. I'm a full-time musician. We live and die through music.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So you mentioned Yvonne Chaka and the likes of other artists. So can you please explain more in detail?
Okay, I think 2015, that's where I officially met her. We're literally right here at the fire station when the caretaker of this place passed away. Sadly on the 9th of February, which is my birthday as well. So she was my mentor, so her and Yvonne Chara were very close friends, and I was a musician chosen to perform at the memorial service, which happened here at the Kitsong Museum. So as I was performing, Kana Uchema is one of my favorite songs by her, which is in my mother tongue, which is Shona. So as I was singing it, I didn't know she's in the crowd. Then suddenly this stoutish young lady approaches me and says, "Mama wants to talk to you." I'm like, "Mama." You know? And then only to find out it's her, left a business card and said they'll call me tomorrow. Then the next day I just got a gig with her to perform at the Lyric Theatre with her in Johannesburg. And then from there we built a relationship where I opened the show with Kanao Chema with her. It was a 30th anniversary and a 50th birthday. So at Gold Reef City, the Lyric Theatre. And from then on, because I was already a touring musician, traveling to and fro, she managed to hook me up with a few venues, endorse me. If you go on my YouTube page, Simba CI, you'll find her talking about my music and stuff. So we've been good friends. Well, WhatsApp friends.
Amazing. So you mentioned the Kana Uchema. What?
Kana Uchema.
Kana Uchema, right? Okay, my bad.
Nice.
So what does that mean? A song has a different meaning.
It speaks about. Let me give a metaphor of the mother, Africa. Right. Because she's the princess of Africa. Her message is always around the social issues that we face. So that song speaks about the hardship that young men find. They go out there to take care of family, hustle the best way that they can. And then they go to war, they die, and leave women and children alone. So when that woman and child cry because of situations that were caused by our social ills, her heart breaks. That's the message. So Kana Uchema ndinonzwa moyo wangu kurwadza. Uma ukhala, I feel the pain as my heart cracks. That's the song.
So you mentioned Africa Unite. So I wanted to know, for example, we have different artists in Africa. So what's your view on African artists?
One thing that I've realized with traveling abroad a lot, the respect we have as musicians, especially in Europe, is phenomenal. Like, I've been touring for the past 8 years now, and if I would tell you that they crave for our authenticity. We are so unique as Africans that if we stuck to the origin, the ancestral call of our music, we would change the world the best way that we know how to. So every time I'm on stage, be it in Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Spain, I sing in my mother language. I do not need to be singing in English, which is not bad. Of course, I perform some covers, Bob Marley, whatsoever, however, whenever. But when I do sing in my authentic language, it needs no translation. So, which shows the power we have as Africans to literally change the world one call at a time.
So, are we as Africans celebrating our
We are trying to, but I think the support is not there from also the government side of literally lifting up the arts and recognizing the value and the artistry we have as African artists, musicians, or whichever form of art, be painting or whatsoever. We do not invest enough in our own.
when I go to Europe or when I travel with the band abroad, you'd find that there'll be days when we don't have gigs, right?
Yeah.
And then within that time of touring, we go bask in the streets. You'd be shocked the crowds we get by just standing at a street corner and playing the guitar and singing in our language. You'd make more money performing in the streets than performing in the club. So which shows that we carry the strength to represent and we're celebrated more abroad than here. So we need to invest more in supporting each other here and in lifting each other as artists here so that we can groom our kids to identify with ourselves. So that's the best thing we need to do for ourselves.
Yeah, and also I love the way how you speak about, your background, especially, speaking your native language. So, for example, in Zimbabwe, we had the legend Oliver Mututu.
Meso, rest in peace.
Meso, rest in peace. So, what do you take on him?
I was fortunate enough 2016 to also share a stage open for him, literally in Atchison. I forgot the stadium in Atchison. He mentored me. I literally grew under his wing from when we were back home. And then when we got here and I had the opportunity to share the stage with him, you still learn a lot. He said one thing to me that I'll always care. If you stay genuine and if you stay pure at heart and you believe in the craft you do, the energy you transfer from yourself to the world is authentic for the rest of your life. And people appreciate who you are. If we do not try to imitate being other people, and we remain genuine and pure and grounded to ourselves, then definitely we'll represent the motherland all the way.
Okay, and how can people get hold of you on social media?
Alright, my social handles are firstly my website, Simba CI worldwide.co.za. And then my first album, luckily a second album is coming after 2 years for that release, is available on all social platforms, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Shazam. Just Google Simba CI. And then all the other Instagram, Facebook, it's Simba CI Music.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us.
One love.
We are
Easy.
Africa.
Pure.
Yalo, Bena, uyangizulisa. I'll be big shot for you.
It's like a fetish, this is the typical drama your boyfriend told me. At least you know where he said it was not with you. So I've noticed something, right? In as much as it's essential and it's important for you to have your mask on whenever you go out, it is fast becoming a fashion trend. Like if you go out and you have your mask on to take a photo, because otherwise you're not cool, right? But it's good for business, like every single business. Even the car shops are making masks now. I get it, they need to make money, right? But like, I'm sure I'm not the only one who noticed this. Like, masks are fast becoming, it's becoming fashionable in as much as it's essential, right? I get it.
Just hold on to me. I wanna give you my everything.
Except for you, this is the double drama your boyfriend told me. At least you know where he's at if he's not with you. But as you can see, Vandaag, I've got no one in the car with me. I am alone. And that's simply because we all know that the world is going through a pandemic. We need to stay home. We need to stay safe. We need to protect each other. And the only way we can do that is by staying home, right? And, sometimes I drive around the streets and especially when we were still in level 5. The streets were empty, obviously, because the country was in a lockdown. And something made me think, when you pass there by builders and there's usually people standing there waiting for someone who needs a carpenter, a painter, and the sad reality of it is that a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have lost a way and a means of providing for their families, and it's been difficult. I mean, I myself have received a couple of calls where people say they've lost their jobs and, if I've got an opening somewhere, I should let them know. And it's really hard, and I believe the government also got to a point where they have to choose between the safety of the citizens of South Africa and the economy, you know. But it's a thin line, you know, when people ask, should the government completely open up the country, or should they keep it closed, go back to level 5 because of the rate of the infections that are still rising, you know. So it's really a thin line. A lot of people have been affected, and even if you still have your job, some people have taken pay cuts, you know. So I think at this point the only thing we can do is support each other and stay home, stay safe, you know, love one another. And the only way we can love each other and show that we are loving each other is for us to stay home, and in that way we are all safe. No one is infecting anyone, and no one is going out and coming back and infecting their family, you know. So I mean, it's a difficult place to be in, as you can see that, and especially in the entertainment industry as well. People are not gigging anymore, so they have no source of income. Like I said, guys who used to stand at builders, people are not, you know, the architecture industry or the building industry is not at its peak anymore, because we still need to consider social distancing and so forth, you know. So it's people are not making money as much as they would have been on normal circumstances, you know. So, and like, hey man, as you can see, I've got no one in the car. On a usual episode, I'd be sitting with someone in the car and we'd be chatting, you know, having a conversation. And unfortunately, we can't have that situation where we are sitting in a car together, because the person doesn't know where I've been. I don't know where the person has been, you know. So we can't come in a small space and run the risk of infecting each other and us going back to our homes and infecting our families, you know. So I mean, it's a difficult place to be in as a country, as a human being. And I mean, we just need the good Lord to keep the hope alive, to keep us safe, you know, and keep praying that our families are safe as well. So unless you guys really have to go somewhere, unless you have to buy food, unless it's an emergency, stay home, stay safe, keep protecting one another, make sure that you know, you are not putting the lives of others at risk by you know, by being careless. So I guess for me, this would be my last words. Let's stay home, let's stay safe, and let's love one another. Peace.
Yo, 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 ayo, yo, yo, ayo, yo, yo, ayo, yo, yo, ayo, yo, ayo, yo, ayo, yo, yo, ayo, yo, yo, ayo, yo. I've been waiting all my life, gasping for it to follow man for me. Well, you came and rescued me, kept the candle lit through hope. Ayuha nasha, angandila sewe. Ayuha nasha. Ayuha nasha, ayuha nasha, angandila sewe. Ayuha nasha, ayuha nasha, ayuha nasha. ndibudze ngoma mumwoyo handikwanise kurara mudiwa usipo ndikaritere ndanonza ndode kukudza nekufambikwa ndati ndaite chida kutonyatsoona rudo rwandinaro ndiwe uri ruvari ndanzvare muhana yangu